What could happen to your stimulus check?
And what holiday you could be enjoying with others. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good afternoon, I'm Alan Lester.
And I'm Isaac Connors. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
In his first primetime address to the country, President Biden announced the next phase of his administration's efforts to vaccinate the U.S. population, with the goal of getting the nation closer to normal by the 4th of July. The president announced that in the coming weeks, the goal will be to make every adult in the U.S. eligible for vaccination no later than May 1st and work towards having accessible vaccinations at an additional 700 community centers across the nation. So far, the Biden administration has overseen the delivery of over 81 million vaccinations to Americans. After Jay Inslee's announcement of his plans to move the state into Phase 3, WSU students are left wondering what that could mean for graduation. Murrow News 8's Vonne Fair is at Martin Stadium with the story.
Thanks, Alan. I am here at Martin Stadium, which was just recently considered a spot for the 2021 graduation ceremony. As of yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee announced his plans to move the state into Phase 3 on March 22nd, which would allow for indoor gatherings of up to 400 people. Phase 3 would also allow for stadiums to have a capacity of 25%, which means that stadiums like Martin Stadium behind me could allow up to 8,000 people, which is well over the normal graduation attendance of about 4,000 people. This has left a lot of WSU students and especially seniors considering what are the chances for an in-person graduation here at Martin Stadium in the spring. This is what the WSU commencement team had to say. Quote, "It takes several months and dozens of community volunteers to stage the 4 commencement exercises held in normal years. The school's past the point of being able to stage in-person exercises even if the governor dramatically increases the number of attendees for public events at some point in the next 2 months," end quote. So for now, plans for the in-person commencement ceremony are off and virtual commencement is still on while these gates remain locked. At Martin Stadium, I'm Vonne Fair with Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Vonne. Graduation season usually brings a rush of bright-eyed alumni full of hopes and dreams, but this year, the season may not be so bright after all.
Being here 3 years and then being here 4th year during the pandemic, during senior year, it's just completely different.
This is Summer Irvin, a kinesiology major at Washington State University. With lost internships and job opportunities, soon-to-be graduates like Irvin feel stuck.
You're graduating with other students, maybe competing for some of the same jobs. And so this is not the time to be humble, right? This is the time to really showcase what you've done.
Amanda Morgan is the Associate Director of the WSU Academic Success and Career Center. Morgan helps students create plans for success, especially during the doubtful times of COVID-19.
There's just not that many opportunities like there was for internships. There's only a couple and so many kids are grabbing for them. So it's making it really hard.
Judy Hopkins works as the internship coordinator at the ASCC. Despite the job market appearing desolate, Hopkins is working to dispel what she believes to be myths.
There is an incredible opportunity for students because employers have literally pivoted from, the previous way of managing their internships to creating remote opportunities.
Hopkins says that using online tools like LinkedIn to build connections within the WSU family is where many young graduates should begin.
It's not a cold call whatsoever. It's a very warm connection when we have that opportunity to reach out to fellow Cougs.
The Cougar spirit is strong when it comes to employment. We always talk about, Cougs hire Cougs, and that is 100% true.
After building connections on LinkedIn, young alumni can reach out to relevant contacts for an informational interview.
I don't think a lot of people, especially new graduates, maybe recognize how time intensive that process can be. And that can be really daunting and overwhelming, but it's 100% worth it.
As seniors challenge the boundaries of this new normal scarcity, it is clear that things may not be so bleak after all.
Whatever it is that you are wanting, whatever your goal is, tell as many people as you can about that goal, right? Bring it up in conversations, talk about it, because you never know who's going to be able to open that door for you.
In Pullman, I'm Vonne Fair, Murrow News 8.
The third stimulus check is on its way, but some people may not be able to get it. The new bill signed by President Biden allows for people who owe specific debts, such as judgments from credit card companies, have their stimulus payments garnished, and citizens who have not received their first or second stimulus check may also have the money garnished when they claim the third check on their tax return.
As the discussion for a new federal minimum wage continues to gain attention across America, I took a deeper dive into the subject. For retail workers like 21-year-old Portia Van, the minimum wage debate is a matter of life and death.
I can't even, put a roof over my head because of my job pay. It's not even about the job, it's how much the job is paying.
However, some workers like 24-year-old Stephen Asst see the debate as an unnecessary consequence despite being in the same position as someone like Miss Van.
So national average is about $7 or $7, $7.50. So basically doubling that is going to screw over basically any small business owner who's already struggling due to the past year.
For the past 11 years, the federal minimum wage has been stagnant at $7.25 an hour. However, lawmakers have introduced legislation that would raise it over time to $15 an hour by 2025. This action would more than double it, bringing the minimum wage to its highest level ever when adjusted for inflation. Proponents for the increase are even more determined to get legislation passed, with the recent news of Costco announcing that they will be raising their minimum wage to $16 an hour. Although national polling shows that 67% of Americans would favor the increase, the question remains, how would small businesses such as the Old European adapt? Michael Strain, an economic policy studies director, says that there are limits to how high small businesses can raise their wages, but believes there is possible solutions available to accommodate workers.
One way they might absorb it is through hiring workers who have relatively more skills or relatively more experience.
Even though reports show that an estimated 1.4 million jobs could be lost by 2025, Van believes that's not an excuse to deny people a living wage.
The company is not strong enough or has not brought in enough profit to pay their employees, a reasonable amount that's above poverty, then I don't think that they should be open at all.
Regardless of position in the debate, economists acknowledge that raising the minimum wage to $15 will have both costs and benefits, and that it's important to acknowledge these trade-offs when considering the policy. In Pullman, I'm Alan Lester, Murrow News 8.
As Pullman schools begin to return to in-person, educators are now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Many teachers have already received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, but some teachers, however, have chosen to delay getting their vaccination for personal reasons. Teachers are ensuring the community that they are taking every necessary step to create a safe environment for all returning students. And we have a new COVID-19 update for Washington State University's Pullman campus. 31 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported at WSU today, 25 of those cases being students. As of right now, there are 95 active cases of the virus at WSU. 2,328 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in Pullman since last fall.
According to data provided by the Pullman Regional Hospital, the positivity rate for coronavirus testing at their location has increased to 7%. 25 tests came back positive at the regional hospital during the 2-week period ending on Tuesday. That's up from the hospital's previous report last week of a 5.4% positivity rate.
United Way of Whitman County is offering a 5th round of COVID-19 recovery relief grants. 100% of the donations will be dispersed to nonprofits serving those in need. The money will be released with an emphasis on providing food and basic living supplies to residents throughout Whitman County. Nonprofit organizations that are looking to apply can find more information at whitmanunited.org.
What could your summer look like?
And how the United States plans on dealing with China, coming up on Murrow News 8.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
COVID-19 numbers are on the decline in the United States, and President Joe Biden has promised a vaccine eligibility for every American adult by May 1st. But experts are warning Americans do not drop their guard quite yet. If Americans stop following COVID-19 guidelines of wearing a mask and social distancing, predictions say an additional 22,000 people will die by July 1st.
Biden has taken part in the first leaders summit of the Informal Alliance, known as the Quad, according to NBC. The other members of the Quad are India, Japan, and Australia. The Quad is meeting to discuss efforts to deal with China's growing influence on the East. The Quad was established to showcase what democracies can deliver together, but the focus of the group's maintaining freedom in the regions potentially affected by China's sway.
Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves signed the Mississippi Fairness Act into law Thursday. The law forces schools in the state to designate sports teams by a student's sex at birth and bans transgender students from playing school sports in line with their gender. Reeves and supporters argued to protect young girls from being forced to play against males, while others call it discriminatory.
Republican lawmakers in Arizona are pushing to make it harder for some citizens to vote. Republicans are using over 24 measures, one of which would require citizens to send their ID as part of the mail-in voting system used in the 2020 election. These strict measures were made in response to false claims made by Trump that said there was fraud in the 2020 election.
A bill in Washington aimed at restoring voting rights for some felons passed the House of Representatives late last month. Murrow College reporter Albert James took a look at the debate, which just this morning is part of a Senate executive session.
Even as the state capitol is closed off to the public and many lawmakers are working from home, bills are making their way through the legislature in hopes of one day becoming law. One of those bills hopes to change the process by which formerly incarcerated individuals regain their right to vote. In the state of Washington, individuals convicted of felonies are stripped of their voting rights. They can conditionally regain those rights once they have completed their prison and probation terms and are making payments towards any fines they have. If they fail to pay those fines, their voting rights can be revoked. In order to permanently regain their voting rights, individuals have to pay off all their fines and obtain a government order reinstating their right. House Bill 1078 hopes to simplify that lengthy process. If signed into law, voting rights will be automatically and permanently restored to individuals as soon as they get out of prison. 26,000 individuals would get their voting rights back as a result of this bill. Representative Tierra Simmons of the 23rd Legislative District sponsored the bill. She says it will help those who have paid their debt to society regain a voice in their community.
The thing I hope that it does for formerly incarcerated people is welcome them home after they've served their time and encourages them to get involved in their community through civic engagement.
But Representative Michelle Caldier of the 26th Legislative District says the bill gives too much ground to those who have committed serious offenses.
I have a hard time saying, hey, some of our, serial rapists, that we want them the right to vote.
Caldier and her Republican colleagues say they're looking out for victims and ensuring felons fully serve their sentences before regaining their rights.
Coming at things from a kind of a victim's rights perspective, that I don't think it's fair.
She elaborated her point.
I think that, hey, if you stick a bullet in someone, we shouldn't give you a ballot. We shouldn't give you, you give up your rights.
But Simmons, who is a formerly incarcerated individual herself, says victims want to see rehabilitation, and her bill gets that done.
Victims want people to change behavior and to not reoffend. And I think that this policy goes towards increasing public safety. For when people do come home, we want them to have changed their behavior and participate in a positive way.
House Bill 1078 has passed through the House and will be making its way to the Senate in the next couple of weeks. Simmons expects the bill to pass along partisan lines. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
How your travel plans could be affected.
And how long is the sunshine supposed to stay around? Next on Murrow's News 8.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second. Do you know who I am? Julia. This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls. Oh, yeah? Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know, I
sleep
heard,
through that.
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
The central U.S. is anticipating yet another winter storm. The Rocky Mountains all the way to the Mississippi River Valley will be getting severe weather in the next couple of days. Heavy snowfall, flash floods, hail, and even tornadoes can be expected from the storm. Nearly 20 million people will be under a severe storm warning for this weekend.
This sunshine today outside is pretty nice, but how long is it going to last? Ava?
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, we can look for the sun to last today and tomorrow. Today we have a high of 51 degrees and the wind is really light at 5 miles per hour. So hopefully that 51 feels like a true 51 and you get out there and enjoy that sunshine. Moving into tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit warmer with a high of 55 degrees and a low of 34 in the nighttime, and the wind is even lighter with 3 miles per hour. So again, it's going to be really sunny, it's going to be great weather, so I hope you guys get out there and enjoy that today and tomorrow. Moving into Washington's state map, over on the west side, we see Olympia and Seattle experiencing a lot of sun as well, which is a nice change for them due to all the rain they usually get this time of year. Olympia has a high of 57 and Seattle about a high of 55, so it's definitely sunny and nice weather over on the west side. Moving into central Washington, Tri-Cities has a high of 60 and Yakima a high of 59. It does cool down in the nighttime over in Tri-Cities and Yakima, in central Washington. But during the day, they do experience a lot of sun, so they're experiencing that weather as well. Spokane and Pullman on the east side, they're about the same weather, 54 high in Spokane and 51 in Pullman, and we are experiencing that sunshine. So overall, Washington state map is experiencing spring weather, it looks like. Moving into the 5cast, we're kind of all over the place this week in the upcoming days. What I do want to point out is Monday, there is going to be a high of 43 and a chance of rain and snow. So the sunshine we're experiencing today, Saturday and Sunday, may be going away Monday and Tuesday, it looks like. But what is exciting is Saturday and Sunday. We are experiencing a lot of sun and warmer temperatures, so I hope you guys get out there and enjoy that sunshine this week. That's all I have for you. This is Ava Wainhouse, back to the desk.
Thanks, Ava. What games to catch this weekend?
And where you could be next week, coming up on Murrow News 8.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Well, we have breaking news out of the athletic department with Giza Field at Martin Stadium. Just moments ago, the Regents approving the sale to Giza Credit Union out of Richland, Washington for the field's naming rights. The 10-year, $11 million agreement was brought to the Regents by athletic director Pat Chun. Now the Cougs will officially play on Giza Field at Martin Stadium. The announcement seemingly out of nowhere, too, as Chun waited until the last moment to bring up the vote with the Regents who approved the sponsorship. WSU Volleyball is set to face Oregon State in Corvallis for a doubleheader starting today in what will be their first match since last month. The last series against USC was canceled due to COVID. WSU's win streak has powered on, though, winning the last four, including series sweeps against Cal and Colorado. The Cougs head into the weekend as the 16th ranked squad in the nation. Both matches will be streamed through the Pac-12. Catch the Cougs in Corvallis tonight at 6 and Sunday at noon. And COVID struggles have canceled another sport this week, with women's soccer missing out on two visiting opponents. The Cal Golden Bears and Stanford Cardinal will not travel to Pullman as a result of COVID protocol within the Cougar program. The athletic department announcing neither will be rescheduled. This is only the latest in a series of cancellations. 10 days ago, COVID forced the Cougs to cancel Arizona and Arizona State as well. At least one program is free of COVID restrictions this weekend, however, as women's tennis is looking to complete play against Arizona State and Arizona this Sunday. The Cougars at 7-5 are the 38th ranked team in the nation. Match play will start at 1:30 on Sunday. And day two of the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championship is underway this afternoon. Three Cougar men are competing in separate events. Zach Stallings, Sam Brixey, and Colton Johnson will participate in the men's mile, 60-meter hurdles, and men's 5,000 meter final, respectively. All the action is streaming live now on ESPN3. And the latest phase to the Healthy Washington plan will be good news for high school sports, as Governor Inslee announced a revised Phase 3 will allow contact sports like football, boys and girls basketball, wrestling, cheerleading, and dance can all return, and with up to 25% capacity of outdoor facilities allowed, meaning parents and fans alike can attend with the same social distancing and mask guidelines still implemented. That's your look at sports. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Zach. What fun thing can you do this weekend?
And what famous actor plans to run for governor? Next on Murrow News 8.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hollywood star Matthew McConaughey says that he's strongly considering running for Texas governor. The actor says that, I quote, "I do think I have some things to teach and share," end quote. He went on to say that politics is broken, and once they, quote, redefine their purpose, end quote, he will be very interested in pursuing the position of governor.
Let's see, what is your thoughts about Matthew McConaughey running?
Hey, I'm really excited. I think it could be really interesting. Matthew McConaughey, oh my goodness, excuse me. Matthew McConaughey, great actor. Love to see him as governor. And hey, also recent news about Zeppo's opening up. Real excited to get back there, get my bowling in because I'm terrible at it. So get to practice, see what I can do, get better, maybe get a turkey one of these days.
Hey, no, exactly. I definitely need to use that time to improve my bowling skills. I'm still hitting the gutter balls most of the time.
Yeah, pretty
tough. But no, in terms of the Matthew McConaughey running, yeah, no, heck, hopefully his governor vehicle will be a Lincoln. I know he likes to drive those.
He loves a good Lincoln.
Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our other previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MurrowNews8. And you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night, everyone.